Yo people, what go on? I don't know, it's the King Boss, and welcome back. So this one I'm gonna be just ranting a bit. This is a topic which I think a topic I wanted to speak about for a while now. So the topic of this one is gonna be crossplay Wildfire, right? So as everyone clearly knows, we're in the era of the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S, and we have many companies coming out with crossplay games. Now, I think this generation is going to be the one where it's become so easy for these games to work seamlessly together because of the hardware and because of the software. Now, for example, let's look at a random piece of software. We look at Unreal Engine, right? Games are developed in Unreal Engine for both the Xbox and the PlayStation and even the PC as well. Let's not leave the PC out. So the software is going to be the same. Now, the underlying operating system on these consoles are obviously different, but they run the same base software for the game. And now, with the PS5 and the Series X and S, along with the PC, the specs, so the hardware specifications are so close, they're so similar. They're all running x86 processors. They're all using a kind of off-the-shelf motherboard, a kind of off-the-shelf graphics card, kind of off-the-shelf SSD, and a kind of off-the-shelf RAM. So it would be so very easy, in my opinion, not having much game development experience. I did do one single game development. No, I did two game development modules whilst at uni. They were very interesting. I didn't dive too much into it as my degree focused more on embedded systems, but it was very interesting. But these companies have shown, some of these companies have shown us that it's actually quite easy to get this working. So the gameplay you're seeing on your screen now is Back for Blood. So this was the open beta they let us have last weekend. It was really decent. I wouldn't say it was a good game, but the fact that it was cross-platform, the fact that it had cross-chat. So I played on my Xbox. I prefer to play games on my Xbox for a couple of reasons. I love my achievement system. I just love the way it's done. I also have this thing called a Zim Apex, which allows me to use a mouse and a keyboard. Because I've moved over from PC gaming mostly, it's very hard for me to aim on a console with just a thumbstick. So I actually use a mouse and a keyboard on my console using a Zim Apex, right? So those are some of the reasons why I moved over to the Xbox mainly, right? And we had voice chat, we were communicating, we were marking stuff, we were just playing together. It just felt seamless. And adding people, it was in-game adding. So it wasn't me adding an Xbox friend who's on a PlayStation, obviously. It was very different, but it worked very well. There wasn't much fluff. You either scan the barcode or share the code with your friend or search on the game for the person because they had a singular database, a singular server. Very easy. Now, this is what I had hoped for. This generation, because it's so similar, because it's so much more powerful, that stuff like this can be implemented a lot quicker, a lot easier. And I do have to thank these companies for doing it. So Back for Blood did it. The other game I played recently that did it was Outriders did it. And which other one did it recently? Oh, I think that was it. Those are the two games I played recently that have done it. But saying that, there are games in the future which are going to do it. So Back 4 Blood was only the beta, but so that's going to have it. Rainbow Six Siege, as of 2022, hopefully you guys can see the screenshots on your screen. As of early 2022, it's going to be cross-platform and it's going to have cross-progression. So I can play on my PC, my Xbox, and my PS5 and have my same characters, my same stuff, and I can level up just the same. Now, this to me is hopefully the direction that other companies are going to take, because I'm on the Xbox, as I've said. I have Grand Theft Auto 5 on my Xbox. That's just one of my favorite games because it doesn't do anything perfectly, but it does so many different things really well. The racing's really good, the shooting's really good, the story was but it was still bearable, right? And an online game like that I've had for about 3-4 years. I don't want to jump onto PlayStation 5 and start from scratch and start grinding again. Now, I might not have much stuff compared to other people, but time. I don't want to have to start from zero again. So a game like GTA 5 being cross-platform and having game chat and having cross-progression would just be amazing, because Rockstar would actually make more money. Because someone like me, okay, maybe not me, but some people would buy it on Xbox and buy it on PlayStation, because maybe, I don't know, when they're at their mom's, they have an Xbox. When they're at their dad's, they have a PlayStation. Maybe upstairs there's an Xbox, downstairs there's a PlayStation, right? But regardless, having cross progression and cross gameplay is an amazing feature, which I do hope that more companies start to do. So the makers behind Rainbow Six Siege, I think these guys are gonna start a trend. Hopefully, they do start a trend that's followed by big companies like Rockstar, EA, and so forth, right? Because as I showed you in the screenshot earlier, they're gonna have cross play and cross progression, right? And I think this is something that a lot of big games do need. And I'm going to keep going back to GTA 5 because it's one of my favorite games to play online. It has a lot of content has been added. Content is still being added 8 years after release. Yes, they sold you like 3 different copies, which is ridiculous, but hey, it is what it is, right? Another thing I think they need to add moving forward for all cross-platform and cross-play games is game chat. Now, actually, another game that had cross-platform and game chat and everything was Call of Duty Warfare. Warframe, that online Call of Duty game, right? I played it with my brethren the other day, and it was decent. It was decent graphics for an online game like that. It was very good shooting, as Call of Duty has been doing good shooting for a long time. Game chat worked flawlessly again. I could hear it clearly. It was just seamless, and I'm going to keep going back to that word because this is what we need in this generation. Right? People want convenience. Outriders did not have cross chat, it had cross play. So when me and my friends wanted to play Outriders, we had to actually call each other over the phone or use the WhatsApp app to call each other, right? And it's not the worst thing in the world, but more than likely when you're playing a game day or night, you might, for example, myself, I prefer having headphones on. So I don't want to have my headphones on and still have to have my phone on speakerphone. It just pulls me out of the experience. So if cross chat is in the game, and I can speak to, because again, I prefer playing on Xbox. The guys I play with online, some of them they prefer to play on PlayStation. To call on another device, it pulls me out of the experience, and I would much rather just have everything within that game, so I would have no reason to leave that game. And surely that's what more developers want. They want the ability, or they want people to be inside their game more, because that might bring them more revenue, it might bring them more online playtime, whatever it is, right? So that's my rant about crossplay. Wildfire. Crossplay is coming. I hope it comes strong. I hope it stays. I hope more companies jump on the bandwagon. Rainbow Six Siege, I think you're doing an amazing thing. Early 2022 is when it's coming out. I think also that's when consoles are going to really start ramping up in sales numbers, because hopefully after the pandemic, when everything and everyone is okay again, chip manufacturers can get back to doing what they do best, which is to make chips. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to sign out. So thanks for listening. Subscribe, like, comment, share, do the whole thing. Peace.